All right. Hello, guys. Good evening.
Good evening, teacher.
All right. How was your weekend, guys? Did you enjoy your weekend? All right. I hope so. Okay. Quick question. Can you see my screen?
Yes, teacher, I can see.
Okay. Wonderful. All right. So, welcome, guys. We're starting a new week in a new month, right? So, September is gone. Now we are in October, right? So let's see, October, November, December. So we are 3 months away to finish this year. So that's impressive, right, guys? That the time is flying. All right. So to start up, we're gonna continue with this unit. I'm planning to finish probably this unit today, or most likely tomorrow. But we're gonna be working on this part, this job listing. And the objective for today is that you will be able to describe information about job experience and also talk about health issues, right? As well as giving advice about those situations, right? And you know that it's very common that in even in English or in Spanish, we need to give recommendations, right? People they are going to ask you for recommendations about some health problems, right? We will study some vocabulary about that, right? And also some ways to give recommendations, right? We previously studied how to use should. That's one of the examples or expressions that we can use to give recommendations. But today we will study another way to give recommendations. So for today, we have this agenda. We're gonna have a class review, right? I know that on Friday, you had another teacher, right? So we're gonna have a review about that part, and then it says a job application. So in that activity, we will study how to like exchange information about job experience and how to ask questions. And then we have health problems and advice. That's like a new topic. I believe so. Probably you have studied this before. And then the activity number four, it's the wrap up. So it's a quick review about the whole class. So we're gonna discuss what you learned in the previous class, right? And answer some exercises about it. So I'm gonna ask you, or just to break the ice, I'm gonna ask you, what do you remember about the last class, guys? Any volunteer? What do you remember about the last class? Tell me, guys.
I
Nobody?
remember, I
Mm-hmm.
remember we use Golden, Ken, and Kent, and the other, I don't remember the name of I forgot the word, teacher. Sorry.
That's okay. All right, no problem. Okay, would, wouldn't, can, and can't. Okay. All right. Okay. I think that in simple words, that's what you might remember. Oh, but before I continue, I forgot to. Hold
Oh,
on.
teacher, the
Mm-hmm.
connector. Yeah, the connector.
Oh, okay.
But, but, um, however,
Mm-hmm.
Mm, I do not remember the other two.
All right. Okay, that's okay. All right, thank you. Uh, Thank you, Petronilo. All right. All right, thank you very much. Now, before I forget it, I'm gonna check the attendance. I was about to forget it. So remember, right? If you hear your name, please say present. Turn your camera on because I want to know that it's actually you. It's nobody else. And also remember that this is required by INSAFORP, right? It's not just the institution, right? It's not just a class. It's INSAFORP that requires that you have your camera on. Um, so let's start. Diana Carolina Martinez, good evening. Are you here?
Good evening, teacher. Present.
All right, okay, thank you. All right. Hazel Carolina, buen día. Good evening. All right, Rose isn't here yet. Carlos Ernesto Elias, good evening.
Good evening, teacher.
All right, thank you, Carlos. How do you want me to call you, Carlos or Ernesto? What do you prefer?
Ernesto, para no confundir con Carlos Maeta.
Okay, got it, understood. Okay, so Ernesto will be. Okay, thank you. Eva Maria Anaya, good evening.
Good evening, teacher. I'm here.
All right, thank you. Raquel Josefina Mejia, good evening.
Good evening, teacher.
All right, thank you. Diana Sarai Lue.
Good evening, teacher.
All right, thank you. What do you prefer, Diana or Sarai?
Diana.
Diana, okay, that's okay. Okay, Diana. Andres Giovanni Contreras, good evening.
Good evening, teacher. I'm here.
All right, thank you, sir. How do you prefer that I call you, Andres or Giovanni?
Andres.
Andres, okay, Andres will be there.
Thank you, teacher.
Thank you very much. All right. Carlos Fernando Sumaeta, good evening. Probably is not here yet. Julio Cesar Merino, good evening.
Good evening, teacher. Present.
All right, there we
How
go.
are you?
I'm doing great. What about yourself? How was your weekend, Julio?
Excuse me, teacher.
How was your weekend? ¿Cómo estuvo su fin de semana? How was your weekend?
Good. Little boring. Bored.
Boring.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Boring.
I'm
Yes.
sorry to hear that. I'm sorry. But probably next weekend will be better. All right. Thank you. What about Francisco Lara? Is Francisco here? I'm afraid he's not. Okay. Darian Stephanie, good evening. No, she's not here yet. Laura Cortez, good evening.
Good evening, present, teacher.
All right. How do you want me to call you, by the way? Laura, Carolina, what do you prefer?
Laura.
Laura, it's okay. Okay. There we go. Okay, thank you. All right. Ernesto Isaí Figueroa, good evening. Are you here?
Good evening, teacher.
All right, thank you. And what do you prefer, Ernesto or Isaí?
You can tell me Figueroa, please.
Okay, Figueroa will be. Okay, great. So I will call you Figueroa. All right. Petronilo Perez, good evening.
Good evening, teacher.
All right, I didn't ask you this before, but do you prefer that I call you by your first name or last name?
My friend said me Petro.
Petro. Okay. That
Oui, teacher.
sounds okay. Thank you. A nickname. All right. Good. All right. Thank you, Petro. Now here we go with Paola. Good evening, Paola.
Good evening, teacher. I'm here.
All right. Thank you, Paola. So in your case, Paola, it's okay, or you have like a nickname or another name that.
Pao or Paola.
All right, Paola or Paola. Okay, there we go. Good. All right, thank you. Now we continue with Hector Mauricio Ernesto. Good evening.
Good evening, teacher.
All right, thank you, sir. You told me Hector last time, right?
Yeah, only it.
Only Hector. Okay, good. I remember that I asked some of you guys, but I'm afraid that I didn't write it down. So I don't want you to be uncomfortable if I call you by the name that you actually don't like. All right, thank you, Hector. Fresia Noemi Alvarado, good evening. Are you here? No, I'm afraid she's not here yet. And Jason Ben Picado, good evening, sir. No, he's not here.
I never know if
Jason?
Mr. Picado.
Yeah. Actually, I mean, in this class, he's never been here. So what was he with you in previous levels, guys? Was he part of your class in previous courses, or it's the first time that you know him? Probably the first time.
I remember he
Mhm.
is in the last course, but never connect.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe he's a listener only, right? Or he like watches the videos after the class, maybe. Okay, let's continue. All right, so we're gonna have a class review. I remember, well, I was actually watching the recording. You discussed this part, and if I'm not mistaken, this was about a reading, a lecture, in other words. And you read where you can actually swim with sharks, for example, see a famous church, eat spicy food, go dancing, take a boat tour, and eat small plates of local food. I know that you started this on Friday. If you were not here, don't worry. Actually, we will help you out with this part, but hopefully you remember this information. So this is for everyone. Where can you swim with sharks, guys? Barcelona, Cartagena, or Bangkok?
Bangkok.
Bangkok? Okay.
Yes.
Let's click on it and find out. That's right. Good. You have great memory, guys. Okay, awesome. All right, where can you see a famous church?
Barcelona.
Yeah.
Okay, Barcelona. Okay, let's click on it. That's right. Wow. All right, where can you eat spicy food?
Bangkok.
Bangkok. Let's click on it. That's right. Wow. Okay. And where can you go dancing?
Cartagena.
Cartagena.
Cartagena. Okay. Yeah. Latin countries, top leaders on this part. Okay. Where can you take a boat tour?
In Cartagena.
Cartagena.
Cartagena too. That's right. And the last one, where can you eat small plates of local food?
Barcelona.
Barcelona.
Great. Wow.
Right,
This was
okay.
impressive, right? 6 out of 6. Okay, good. That's great. Okay. Now, I have some questions that we will discuss. This is just like a review. What's the best time or season for people, oops, sorry, to come to El Salvador, guys? In your opinion, the best time or season?
The best time is in November, December. no rain, and the weather is cool, it's comfortable, the weather is comfortable, and in December, the people have a vacation, and
Mhm.
you the people maybe can um, celebrate the holidays.
All right. Okay. That's a good valid point. All right. What about the rest? Do you agree or you disagree? And why?
I agree, but other other fine um, is
Mhm.
March in Holy Weekend.
Holy Week.
The week.
Okay.
Yeah, you enjoy our beach.
Okay.
Only a week.
Holy Week. Okay. That makes sense. All right. Good. All right. Yeah, this is what we call in English pros and cons. Pros, it means affirmative. Cons, it's negative, right? So what you mentioned is true, right? The process, like for example, November, most people they are on vacation, they can celebrate Christmas, but remember in El Salvador, there's a lot of traffic in those days too, right?
Mhm.
That might be like another situation. Okay, and the last question, because I don't have much time today. What's the best thing people should do when they come to El Salvador? The very first thing that they should do when they come to El Salvador, in your opinion.
Or the beach, or the volcano,
Okay, go to the beach,
or the mountain.
piano slash mountain.
Eat pupusas.
All right, okay, it pupusas.
Or
Okay,
visit Oloquilca.
okay,
Visit Coatepeque Lake.
okay. All right, want to pick a lake. Okay. Okay, we have here like three options. From these three options, let's pick the one that you consider is the first people should do when they come to El Salvador. Let's say tourist. What's the very first thing? Let's pick one only. It's difficult, but pick one or
Sur
select.
City, Sur City, Sur City.
Uh, Surf City, like this.
Yes,
Ah,
yes. The foreigner prefer the beach
mhm.
in Sur City.
All right, okay, that makes sense, right? Visit Surf City, okay. Because yeah, actually, there are some places that they don't have like beautiful beaches like what we have here in El Salvador. All right, great. Okay, thank you guys. All right, let's continue.
Good evening, teacher. Check the list, please.
Okay. Hazel,
Hazel,
right?
buen día.
Okay,
Yes. Thank you, teacher.
sure. All right, thank you, Hazel. Okay, just give me a minute. All right, it says here a job application. Hold on. Oh, here. All right, so the attendance it's updated. Oh, by the way, that's the way we call it, right? I'm gonna grade it here. If you hear that the people, I mean, like the teacher says attendance, it means asistencia, right? Uh, So that's what we call asistencia, right? When we say um, Like sometimes people they get confused with this word and they use it in another way, right? So, but I want to clarify that part. If you hear that I say, okay, I'm going to check the attendance, or I'm gonna check the attendance, that's what it is, right? Revisar o chequear la asistencia, right? That's what I mean in English. All right, okay. Clear this up. So we're gonna work on this part. It says describe information gotten, right, after the short interview you had. So today, you will be working in pairs. Mostly, you will be working in pairs. And I need you to have interviews, but it's important. I need you to have the interviews asking questions, of course, and answering questions as accurate as possible, right? Because you will be asking some information about your partner's job experience. There are some questions that we will discuss, and there are some assignments, right? Some tasks from the ASA4 handout that we will work on. And then you will describe the information. That's something that I will teach you today. Let us start with the first question. Have you applied for a job position recently? Have you applied for a job position recently? Any volunteer? You can tell me, yes, I have, no, I haven't, etc.
Me, teacher.
Tell me, Petra.
No, I not applied for job position recently
Recently, really, why not?
because I like my actual job.
Okay, that makes sense. So you're happy with your job right now?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, that makes sense. All right, thank you, Petra. All right, what about the rest? Have you applied for a job position recently? Let's say, what about Laura?
In my case, no, I haven't.
Really, why not?
Sorry.
Why not?
In that moment, I satisfied in my position, but
Oh,
probably a future I want more.
okay. I like that word, satisfied. Okay, good. So you're satisfied. You're happy with your current job. All right, thank you, Laura.
Thank
Oh,
you.
all right. Okay, that's important, right? That we are happy, we're satisfied with what we do and what we're doing right now. The last question that I have is what specific information about your work experience can you provide? So talking about your work experience, what can you tell me about your work experience? What are you good at? What are your qualifications? Okay, now I'm gonna pick somebody because that's mostly the way that I can push you to speak. What about Raquel Mejia? Good evening. What specific information about your work experience can you provide? Tell us. Okay, probably she's not there. What if I ask Paola, what can you tell me about question number 2?
I'm sorry, teacher, I'm hearing.
Okay, no problem. Okay, don't worry. Enjoy your meal. Later. I will
Teacher,
ask you.
in my position,
Yes, like your current position, or if you want to talk about previous positions that you had, it's okay.
in my af, after work,
Okay, what do you mean with after work?
after work, I learn uh facilitarme, ¿cómo es que se dice? I help my expressions with other people. Me ayudó a poder expresarme con otras personas, porque
Is this about your last position or your current position?
no, my last position.
Ah, okay, not last
In
position.
my position, what it was sounds.
Okay, to express myself better. Okay. I think that's what you mean, right? That it helped you to express yourself better or to communicate. Is that what you mean?
Yes, my
Okay. Communicate. All right. That's a good example. Something that I'm gonna teach you guys is the following. You might remember this. This in English, and then you can tell me the idea, right? We're gonna learn vocabulary together, no worries. But if you're not sure of how to say something, right, this could be an option. Teacher, how do you say in English? And then you tell me the idea. That's okay. All right, but that's a good example, right, to communicate or to express yourself better. All right. That's about your work experience. All right, thank you, Paula. What about Hector? What else can you tell me about your work experience? It could be about your last position, a previous position, or the one that you're developing now.
I work at the experience is maybe in 3 days I have a 1 year in my current job.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, 1 year. I have 3 years working in a government. About my experience is right now I'm a community manager and journalist in ANDA. I understand a lot of social media, the common social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I have the knowledge to write notes, periodistic journalist note. I'm thinking it's all.
Okay, that's it.
I have
okay.
a very few years in the journalist.
All right. Okay. That's very interesting. All right. Thank you, Hector. Now, maybe you remember that you learned this previously, guys. I believe you might remember this. When we talk about our responsibilities in our job, we can use this expression, I'm in charge of. I'm in charge of, right? Or I'm responsible, right? That's what we mean, right? I'm in charge of, like, for example, posting, right? Information about my job on social media. That was a good example that Hector mentioned. Or you can say I'm in charge of evaluating the performance of our employees in this area, etc. When we use this expression, it's because you are describing your responsibilities in that particular position. All right, a great job, great job. All right, but it's good that you had clear what your like your experience is, what those duties have been, because that will be important today. Let me continue with this part. We have this conversation. It says, read the segment of a conversation between an HR representative. What is HR? What is that? What's the meaning of HR in English? What is
Human
that?
resource.
Human resources. All right, there we go. Great. Thank you, Petro. That's correct. Human resource representative and a new employee, right? Okay. So you might remember, guys, that the very first time that you had the interview with human resources, right? They were asking you some personal information. We have this example here. I will read it for you. And we have Alan and Blanca here. It says, what is your social security number, right? What is your social security number? It's 345-632-45-78654. Actually, they call it, some people, they call it hyphen. When were you born? Oh, I was born on July 1st. Where did you work? I worked, actually, this should be at. Do you know the difference, guys, between in and at? What's the difference? When we talk about a company.
I remember in is a general, at is more specific.
There we go. In simple words, that's what it is. General. And like in this case, guys, if I say I worked and we have the name here, it says Mosa. Is that specific or is that general? So should we use in or at in this case?
Is a specific.
It's a specific. There we go. So yeah, we should use at, right? I'm sorry, sometimes we have those situations, but we can correct it together. So remember this, in this case, it should be at, right, instead of it. So I worked at Mosa, right? And what do you do there? I was the evening manager. And when did you work there? From 2005 to 2011 or 2005 to 2011. Do you have a university diploma? Right? Yes, I do. I have a BBA. What is this, guys? BBA. We can Google it. If we're not sure, let's Google it, guys. But what is BBA?
Bachelor of Business Administration?
There you go. That's correct. A bachelor, right? Bachelor of Business Administration. That's me. Pretty much. And what is a bachelor? It is not bachillerato, right? That is not correct, for sure. What is a bachelor?
Is not a technician, is a career of university.
Good question. Actually, it is university. Is it a university degree that you get after 5 years?
The person graduate in career professional.
It's a good question. The person, yeah, got graduated from a career, a university career.
It's only from the university, teacher.
It is, yeah, it's for the university.
Yeah, in college?
The thing is this one, guys, and probably that could be like a little bit confusing. Normally for college, we call it when you have a degree in 3 years. That's like for kind of technician. And a bachelor is something that you get in the university, right? Because you've been studying more than 3 years, right? So like something similar like in Spanish, what we have, this is what we call a licenciatura, right? That's something that I want you to have clear, right? That's a licenciatura. When we say a bachelor, they ask you, do you have a university diploma or university qualification? Yes, I do. I have a bachelor, and then you say what it is, right? A bachelor in communications, right? Or a bachelor in languages, right? A bachelor in accounting, etc. You name it. But that's what we have in that very specific area. Okay. All right, let's continue. Do you have any chronic medical condition? That sounds mean, but necessary for the company. Do you have any chronic medical condition? It says, yes, I do. I have hypertension, right? Or you name it, right? Any other um, medical condition that you can mention. Normally, being honest with you, normally we don't say that information, right? We don't. We don't want to be the last option or to provide negative impression. Okay, but that's another topic that we will discuss in another opportunity. Okay, do you have any other question about this conversation, guys? Something that is not clear? Nope. Okay, perfect. Okay, I need two volunteers. We'll practice together. We have, okay, I will ask you, Diana Sarai, can you help me with this conversation? And also, I will pick, Andres, can you help me read in this conversation, please? Diana Sarai, Andres.
Hi.
Okay, are you ready to help me read in this conversation?
Adam,
Mm-hmm, that's right.
What is your social security number?
It's 3456324578654.
When were you born?
I was born on July 1st.
Where did you work?
I worked at mall.
What did you do there?
I was the evening manager.
When did you work there?
From
Okay, from 2005
2005 to 2011.
11. Great.
Thank you.
Do you have a university diploma?
Yes, I do. I have
A BBA.
DBA.
Do you have any chronic medical condition?
Yes, I do. I have
Hypertension. All right, thank you. All right, Diana,
Thank you,
just
sir.
repeat after. Okay, thank you, Andres. Great job. Diana, just repeat after me. July 1st.
July 1st.
Okay, there we go. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Now I need two more people. Okay, thank you, Paola. You are next. And I would choose. Okay, Figueroa, can you help me, please, read in this conversation? All right, probably he's not there. Okay, let's pick, in that case, Petro. Thank you, Petro, Petra, and Paola.
I start, Paola.
Okay.
What is your social security number?
It's 345-63245-78654.
Okay. When were you born?
I was born on July 1st.
Where did you work?
I worked at Mousa.
What did you do there?
I was the evening manager.
When did you work here there?
From 2005 to 2011.
Do you have a university diploma?
Yes, I do. I have a BBA.
Do you have any chronic medical condition?
Yes, I do. I have hypertension. Hypertension.
Retention. All right. Okay. Thank you. Great job. Great job. Okay. Good. This is like a very short conversation that you might remember that you had the first time that you had that interaction with human resources that they were planning to, how do you say, guys? Probably you remember that word. How do you say contratar in English? Like when they call you, lo vamos a contratar. How do you say that in English?
We hiring.
Hire, right? Hire, right? So hire, it means contratar, right? Like for example, human resources, they told you, right? Okay, we will hire you because, and they told you, right? They explained, right? You were the best option, you had what we needed, right? And blah, 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 right? But that's what we have here, hire, right? Okay, perfect. Let's continue, guys, because we have lots of things to do today. Okay, let's discuss these questions. What kind of education does Blanca have? What can you tell me, guys? What kind of education does Blanca have? Do you remember?
He has a BBA.
There you go. Good. That's correct. All right. A BBA. Right? And based on that, what other type of job could Blanca have in the company? Based on your experience, what can you tell me? Do you think that she can work as a janitor, maybe?
Every night manager.
Oh, and she was like okay, actually, yes, she was an evening manager, right? That's the responsibility, right, that she had. But I want you to like speculate, right? She has a bachelor degree, right, in business administration. What is another position that she can apply besides being a manager?
General manager.
Right, could be a general manager, right? Okay, be more specific or also great. Yeah, depending on the qualifications that we have some other options there. Okay. Okay, this is like an application form. That's the way we call it, right? And we have here different pieces of information. We have here date, position, apply for, name, address, phone number. This one should be gender, actually, right? Male, female. Don't want to mention. That's what they include now in the application form. Date of birth. What is this, guys? What is date of birth? What is that? What's the
Fecha de
meaning of it?
nacimiento. No.
That is correct. Exactly. Great job. So that is date of birth, right? So we have social security number, driver's license, employment history, right? This is about your work experience, right? Where did you work before, right? And then you mention, oh, I previously worked at, and then you mention education, right? Where did you study, right? In other words. Okay, what I need you to do is the following. In groups, right? In groups, be more specific in pairs, right? Pairs, right? It means two people, right? Pairs, no couple, that's another thing. I need you to, you're gonna have a similar conversation like the one we previously started. And the purpose here is that you fill out this form with your information and you exchange that information together, all right? Just to practice a little bit, what is the question that we should ask if we have, if you want to know the address of somebody? What is the question that we ask in this case? Is it correct if I ask, where do you live?
Where
It's a
do you
valid,
live?
it's a valid question for address?
Maybe no,
Yes,
not.
teacher.
Not at all, right? No. What is the correct question?
Direct, what is your address?
Exactly. What's your address? Right? Oh, sorry. What's your address, or what is your address? Go straight to the point. What's your address? All right, this is for this one, right? What about for date of birth? What is the question for date of birth?
Date born?
Okay, like when were you born? Okay, that's one. Or we can ask a very direct question. What is a direct question here? I'm gonna help you. I'm sorry.
What you born?
What is your day
What is your birthday?
What is
of
your date of birth?
birthday?
The thing is that when we say, when is your birthday? They're gonna tell you, okay, I'm gonna show you that part. That's a good example. If you ask somebody, when is your birthday? Imagine they're gonna tell you, oh, it's on December 31st. Sorry, here. It's on December 31st, okay? But when we say date of birth, we need the complete date. Like, for example, you say like 1st, 1995. This is date of birth, okay? So you notice we have the month, the specific day, and the year. And, or actually, on the other hand, if you say, when is your birthday? They will tell you the month and the day only, okay? So that's important that we have that difference clear, right? Date of birth, month, day, and year. Birthday, it's only with the month and the day, right? So in that case, we can say, when were you born, right? Or what's your date of birth? Sometimes in some job applications, you will find it like this, DOB. DOB, it stands for date of birth. Yeah, tell me.
For job is use formal, what's your date of birthday?
What is your date of birth?
Birth.
Yes.
Okay.
For a job position, yes, they will ask you this specific way, right? In the interview, they will ask you, right, when were you born, or what's your date of birth, etc. But that's another thing. All right, great. What is the question that we should ask for driver's license? Is it correct? Like, what's your driver's license? Is that correct? Look at the options here.
Do you have?
There you go. Do you have what?
Driver lines.
Driver's license. That's correct. it's important that we take a look at the options, right? Here, the options are yes or no. So in that case, it's a close question, right? Do you have a driver's license? And the answers are yes, I do. No, I don't. Okay, good.
Other question is what kind your driver license?
Okay, what kind of driver's license do you have? Okay. That could be another question, but in that case, the person would need to tell you the answer, right? So they will tell you like, oh, okay, I have a driver license to drive cars, to drive buses, trucks, etc. So that would change a little bit the meaning, but it's another option. All right, thank you. Now for employment history, what is a question that we can use in this case?
What is your experience?
What is your
experience?
Experience
In other or yes
in other
work
okay, in other I will use companies.
Okay.
Mhm. What is your experience in other companies, right? Okay, that's a good one. All right. Where did you work before? That's another question that they can ask you, right? Hey, where did you work before, right? And then you explain, right? Or you describe, oh, I worked, right? I worked at, you want to be specific? You mentioned, right? I worked at Mosa. I worked at I don't know the name.
previous
Yeah, you can name the company, right? And then you explain that. And then you mentioned the job titles and the duties. Remember that when we talk about duties, you can also say, how do you say in English? Estuve a cargo de. How do you say that in English, guys? Estuve a cargo de.
Maybe I had the responsibility of.
Okay, I had the responsibility of. Okay.
I was in charge of.
department
That's right. Okay, great.
department of
All right. That's right. So we can use like this expression, right? I was in charge of, right? Or I was responsible for, right? Responsible for, right? And then you mentioned the responsibility, right? I was responsible for contacting, calling, making, doing, writing, texting, you name it, right? But it's important that if we use of and for, the action is going to be in this form, right? I was in charge of calling clients, calling customers, doing reports,
contable department.
okay, I was in charge of accounting stops, right? If you want to specify, etc. Right? You name it. And education, right? What it could be the question that we can use here about education?
What is your level of education?
Okay, what's your education level? Okay. All right, that could be, it sounds a little bit mean, but it's possible. Okay. Normally, they will ask you something like this. Where did you study? This is a little bit more general, right? And then you explain, right? Oh, I studied at blah, 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 blah. No, something important is that they are expecting date, right? Or information about that. Okay, why I was showing you these questions? It's because, again, remember, you will interview your classmate, right? So it's important that you ask the right questions. We're not going to be speculating here, okay? So you will fill out this form with your classmates' information. And then we will improvise the conversation. Well, not like improvise exactly, because it's going to be similar to the previous conversation that we started before. Right, so that's why we practice the questions. Do you have a question about this activity, guys? Something that is not clear? Nope.
The information or the information is on in the book.
What do you mean with the information? Like
the application for employment.
Oh, no, I mean, in this case, if you check here, oh, hold on. This information here, you will get it from your classmate. Imagine, for example, that you're working with Julio, right? So you will complete this blank spaces here with Julio's information, okay? So you will interview each other. All right. So it's not like from a book, it's your real information. Good question. Any other question that you might have, guys?
Yes, for example, Petro asked me all information
Mm-hmm.
Step by step.
Mm-hmm.
One on one. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
That is correct.
Understand.
Wonderful. So in that case, there are some questions that are obvious because you know each other, right? Like for example, the name. You already have the name of that person, so it's not that necessary that you ask that question. A position, you can make it up, right? It's not the same for everyone, right? The address, it's something. Now, there are some information like the address that is not necessary to be real. You can make it up, okay? Because I know that that is sensitive information. That's the way we call it in English. Sensitive information. Sometimes we don't want to share that information. So you can say just department, right? So I live in San Salvador, or I live in San Salvador, Mexicanos. Boom, that's it. But not specific details is not necessary.
Like actual doing. Only the city and the department.
That's right. That's correct, right? The DUI, we have that information only. It's not necessary to have it very specific. Sometimes they ask you to have it, right? Just in case of an accident, right? The security number, the same, right? Actually, it's like your DUI, it's not necessary to have something real. But please don't tell me something like 00000. Come on, right? I mean,
simply ask that.
yeah, like simple information, right? But again, don't tell me like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Come on, I mean, we can be more creative. And that's it. That's it. Okay, I'm gonna open the breakout rooms. Do you have any other question before I open the breakout rooms?
No, teacher.
No. Okay, wonderful. So in that case, let's get started. I'm opening the breakout rooms. You have 5 minutes. 5 minutes to work on this. I will join the breakout rooms, and I will make sure that you are working, asking questions in English, not in Spanish, right? That's important. We already studied how to ask those questions in English, so I need you to join and interview your classmates. Okay. Move this person to this room. Okay, because it's on. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. I see that some people are not joining yet. Oh, there we go. Okay. I see that some people are.
Teacher, my connection is full when I change a breakout rooms.
Okay. So you couldn't join the breakout room, or what was the problem with the breakout room? You couldn't connect in the breakout room? ¿No se pudo
Eh,
unir?
no, o sea, se me traba porque estoy desde la compu, ahorita estoy
Ajá.
desde el teléfono, pero cuando en la compu me paso al breakout room,
Ujú.
no me responde el programa.
Ah, okay. Okay, let's see. In that case, okay, no worries. You can work in this room, don't worry. And I will ask somebody to work with you. Okay. So you were working with Diana, right? I think. Okay.
Pero no está, creo. Diana.
No, maybe she's not. Okay. Okay, I will ask somebody to work with you. Just give me a minute, okay?
Okay.
All right. Let's see. Okay, now you are alone, right, Paula?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. I was asking Eva to work with you. Oh, okay, she's here. And Diana, it's gone, I think. Yeah, she's gone. All right. So you're gonna work together here, ladies, Eva and Paula. Do you have the information with you? You know, the application form?
Yes, teacher, I have the application form.
Okay, wonderful. So in that case, if you prefer, you can share the screen so you can interview each other. Okay.
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 I will check other groups, guys, so you can continue working, and then I'll be back. Okay.
Hey, teacher. Hello, Eva.
Hi, Paola.
You
Vaya.
start.
¿Yo hago las preguntas y tú respondes o al revés?
Whatever.
Ok, pues yo hago las preguntas. Tú vas a ir anotando las respuestas.
Tengo el Word.
Va. Ok, ok. Application for employment. Date. La fecha de hoy. 2 de octubre.
Sería October, vea.
Ajá. October.
October 2nd.
Sí.
2023.
Sí.
Ok. Position, vea.
Position apply for.
Ajá.
La posición a la que deseas aplicar, no sé cuál quisieras poner.
Assistant administration.
Ok.
Next.
What's your name?
My name. My name is Paola Lopez.
Okay. And your address direction.
Pero eso sería como una pregunta.
Es que lo que tenemos que hacer es llenar
El formulario.
el formulario.
Pero, bueno. My dress in La Libertad. Nivel.
Yes.
My
Your phone
phone.
number.
My number is 7084. 16. 73.
Okay.
Next.
Next, your sex, female, and your birthday.
My birth is 2nd February 2nd.
February 2nd, okay. In social security number, I think.
¿Cómo se escribe February? February. February. Next.
Your social security number, que in our case, I think the DUI.
Serial 5 6A 73. Ay, 0568.
Si no inventamos.
78 73 56 John 3.
Ok.
No me acuerdo.
Next, do you have driver licenses?
Driver license. Yes.
Okay. Next, employment history.
My my first work is in Expira.
Mhm.
Is a gym.
Okay.
My position in Esfira was I was sales.
Sales.
My
Ventas.
sales,
Okay.
my next work was the meat shop.
The meat shop.
The meat shop. My position was, no sé cómo decir, gestor de cobros.
Ujú. No estoy segura, pero ok, lo voy a poner en español.
The recovery manager, this.
Va, ok, recovery manager.
Recovery manager. In my actuality work is assistant administration in Construtecho.
Construtecho. Ok.
Only
that, vea.
yes.
Okay, next, your education. Degree obtained, institution, como el título, digamos.
Dice my level education is bachelor in marketing.
Ok, in marketing.
In universidad en la UJMD.
UJMD. Ok. Ok.
Only that.
that.
Yes.
Ok. Take a photo the information. Por cualquier cosa.
Okay. You.
Ok. Aunque creo que solo una tendríamos que llenar o las dos.
No sé, para practicar.
Vaya, está bien. Vaya, day, October 2nd. Position apply for community manager.
Okay.
Name, Eva Anaya. Address, Santa Tecla, La Libertad.
Okay. Your phone number.
My phone number is 7553-2288.
Okay. Your gender, ¿cómo se dice? Género.
Gender, but in this case,
Gender.
Gender.
Correcto. Sex, female. Day of birth. My birthday is October 24.
Están todos ya.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Yeah, don't worry. I mean, it didn't interrupt you, so don't worry. You were working together. That was good.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. Don't worry. Don't worry. Remember that is the intention, right? With these classes that you discuss in English, that you exchange information. That is the idea. Don't worry. Great job. Great job. All right. I was checking the breakout rooms. I noticed that you were asking questions. You were providing information in English. That's the idea, guys. That's the idea. And remember, if you're not sure about something, don't worry. You can ask me. Right? That's my job here. Right? If you have a question about something that is not clear, or maybe you forgot it, right? Um, just ask me, right? And I will clarify those questions. Okay, perfect. Now, and also I was working with one of these groups and some of you will get hired. Okay, that was good. That was good. You mentioned that you will hire somebody because of the experience that this person has. That was wonderful, wonderful. Okay, I will share my screen again. Okay, I believe that you can see my screen.
Yes, I can see.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Petra, for confirming. So in that case, because of time, I will ask just one person to describe your partner's information. Okay, let's see. What about Diana Sarai? Tell me, first question is, who did you work with? ¿Con quién trabajó? Who did you work with?
With me.
Con, Laura.
Who do you work with? ¿Con quién trabajó? Who do you work with?
Con Laura.
Okay, you worked with Laura. Okay, good. And I will read this question. Interviewer. Sorry. Interviewee, if I'm not wrong like this. Interviewee. So interviewer is a person asking, the interviewee is a person answering. So who was the interviewer?
I'm
was-
Laura.
You were the interviewer. Okay. All right, perfect. So Laura, tell me your interviewee's information. What is information about Diana?
For this question,
That is correct.
sorry, se borró.
Oh, no. My question is, what is your partner's information?
Okay, Diana, Diana was born on June 4th, 1923.
Before 19. I'm sorry.
1993.
93. Okay.
93. And she quiero ver, sorry. She worked in Red Fox. And she had experience in this company with good plants. And another company, she had experience with operator machine. Is similar factory. She do chlorines. The education, she finished, how do you say bachillerato? Maybe high school?
Yep. Yeah, it's a
High school.
Yep.
She finished high school. Only that for a moment. And another information, she did work or she worked.
She worked.
Cabeza,
She worked.
Cabeza, another company, is another experience.
Right.
But in factory for where they do does chlorines too.
Okay. And like, for example, for Red Fox, did she mention the date, the year when she worked at that place?
She sent me in this word only 1 month.
Only for 1 month. Okay. But
Because
was it this year or another or previous year?
this information don't say me.
She didn't tell you that. Okay.
But she don't like this word.
Oh, okay. So she didn't like this
She
job.
didn't like
This job.
this job.
Okay. That makes sense. All
Only
right.
that.
Oh yeah. All right. Thank you. Okay. Perfect. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's what I noticed, guys, that you were asking those questions. We're gonna keep working on this part that you interview each other, right? Maybe the next time I will share a link for you to fill out the form, right? Because I noticed that we had some kind of inconvenience with the screenshots and everything, right? Okay. I will continue with this part tomorrow because again, I don't have much time right now to continue with this activity. But yeah, we're gonna keep working on asking questions, right? That we ask like the right questions because I noticed that some of you were just saying, okay, education, institution, date, etc. That is not exactly the question, right? That we need to ask. It's like, okay, tell me about your education or where did you work before? What is your employment history, etc. Those are questions that I need you to practice. All right, but let's continue. The next part is this one. It says health problems and advice, right? When we say advice, remember that means recommendations, right? So for today, you will describe some health problems and you will give advice to get, for people to get better. We have here some examples. We have the first one, a headache. A headache. The other one, a cough, right? Cough. The other one, cold, right? Cold. The flu. The flu. A stomach ache. Stomach ache. It sounds like dessert, right? A backache, right? A backache. Sore muscles. Sore muscles. What is this, guys? Sore muscles. Any idea? Sore muscles.
Dolor muscular.
Dolor muscular, that's right, right? You know, sometimes when you go to, I don't know, when you don't sleep well, or after a flu or cold, etc., we have some sore muscles, right? And we have insomnia. What is this, guys? Insomnia.
You can sleep.
You can't sleep, basically, right? It's like you are overthinking sometimes, right? That's the main reason. We are overthinking and then we can't sleep. Okay, and I think that's it. Do you have a question about this, guys? Something that is not clear? No?
Clear.
Everything is clear. Okay. So I will repeat it again, right? And then I will ask you, right, to tell me how you pronounce these words, right? So the first one is headache. Headache.
Headache.
Cough.
Headache.
Cough.
This one is This
Oh.
one is with F, right? Cough.
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 Like cough, right? Something like
Cough.
this.
Cough.
Uh,
Cough.
headache, something like this.
Headache.
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 I mean, I'm trying to give you like an idea how to pronounce it. Headache,
Headache.
cough.
Headache.
A headache.
Cough.
This one is cold.
Cold.
This one, the flu.
The flu.
Okay, what is this, guys? The flu. What is that?
Dura.
La gripe.
Gripe, exactly, right?
Mhm.
Gripe. That's a very common virus right now, right? Everybody, almost everyone has flu, right? So flu, right? Stomachache. Stomachache, right? After eating, for example, something spicy or many pupusas with a lot of curtido, right? So we got stomachache, right? Backache.
I
Okay.
Backache.
Backache.
Okay, this one. Sore muscles.
Sore muscles.
And insomnia.
Insomnia.
Insomnia. Okay. Yeah, that's right. So, sore muscles. Okay. All right, here we go. Now I'm gonna ask you guys because I just want to make sure that we are on the same page. Okay, let's see. Laura, how do you pronounce this one?
A cough.
A cough.
Cough.
Cough. There you go. Thank you. Hector, how do you pronounce this one?
Sore muscle.
Sore muscles, right?
Muscle.
Muscles. Great job. Eva, how do you pronounce this one?
The flu.
The flu. There you go. Julio, how do you pronounce this one?
Cold.
Cold, right? That's correct. Thank you. Okay. Andres, how do you pronounce this one?
Stomach.
Stomachache.
Stomachache.
Stomachache. Great job. Thank you. Let's see. Paola, how do you pronounce the next one?
A backache.
Backache.
A backache.
Backache. That's all right. Perfect. Great job. Thank you. Petro, how do you pronounce the first one, Petro?
Headache.
Headache, right? There you go. And Diana Sarai, how do you pronounce this one?
Insomnia.
Insomnia. That's correct. Okay, perfect. Easy, right, guys? If you notice, it's a piece of cake. I need you to keep this in mind. We will study more, but these are some of the most common. All right. I have these questions for you. How many times have you been sick in this year? In my case, with flu, maybe like 3 times. With a headache, maybe twice. And insomnia, that's like 3 times a week, maybe. Okay. All right, what about you guys? How many times have you been sick, Petro, for example?
The flu, 2 weeks.
I mean, 2 weeks ago?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
2 weeks ago. And insomnia yesterday. I
Yes.
can't sleep.
Okay, you couldn't sleep. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel you. I feel you, Petro. Okay, I feel you. Okay, good. I couldn't, right? No pude, right? I couldn't sleep, right? Okay, good. Yeah, that happens. Thank you. All right. Da-da-da-da. What about Julio, what do you do when you have a headache? What do you
I
do when you
take,
have a headache? Mhm.
yes, I take to acetaminophen or aspirin to every 8 hours. Yes, teacher.
Okay, good. Okay, that sounds great. Julio is a doctor. That sounds a prescribed
Yeah.
option. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Great job. And oh, sorry, I included the same thing, but I will modify the second one. What do you do when you have, let's say, I will modify this one, stomach ache. What do you do when you have a stomach ache? Let's say, Paola.
I I I I I I can say tomar.
Yes. Mhm. How do you say?
Right.
It,
How do you say tomar? I
it,
drink
drink it for water, but if you're talking about a pill, we say take.
a pill.
You
I take a pill.
take a pill. Okay, good. All right.
I go to the bathroom.
And we go to the bathroom. Yeah, that's true. Okay, that's great. Great job. Thank you, Bella. Okay, perfect. And you know, sometimes when we have some specific health problems like this ones, there are some what we call in English home remedies, right? Home remedies. This is what we call remedios caseros, right? There are some home remedies. Maybe you remember grandmothers, right? Grandmas, they have home remedies for everything, right? And we might include that information today. Okay. We have these expressions. It says expressions to give recommendation besides should. When we give recommendations, guys, in general, we can use these expressions too, right? What should you do for a cold, right? It's important to. And then we say the action. Like here, the first example says it's important to get some rest. It's important or it's sometimes helpful, right? To drink. It's a good idea to, right? These are some other options that we can use to give recommendations, right? Normally, you might remember that I explained that to you that we use should for almost every single recommendations. But another option is when we use these expressions like it's important to, it's a good idea to, it's helpful to, etc. We have this example here. What should I do if I have a stomach ache, right? Well, first it's important to, and then you give your recommendation, right? What it could be your recommendation here, guys? It's important to, for stomach ache.
It's very important that you take um, loperamida con neomycin. With neomycin. Yeah, teacher, it's true.
I'm sorry, I got lost with that prescription. What is a medication? I'm sorry. It's important to take. Neuro what?
The is loperamide. Loperamide.
Loperamide. Okay.
Yes.
For stomach ache.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, teacher.
Okay. That's news for me. Okay, it's important to take loperamide. Sorry, loperamide. Okay, good. What is another recommendation, guys?
Analgesics.
Loperamide is toxic. It's toxic.
It's toxic, really. Okay.
Yeah, teacher.
Okay. So what is another alternative?
Analgesics.
I'm sorry, what was that, Hero, sir?
Analgesics.
Oh, analgesics, okay.
It's important to drink a lot of water or serum.
A lot of water.
Or
Sure.
serum.
Or drink a Coke.
Electrolyte.
Or drink a
Right.
Coke.
Okay, so
The
I
Coke
will,
is the Coke is magic.
yeah,
Yes,
it's
I
to
think.
drink a Coke or electrolyte. Yeah, you know what?
Bathroom.
I'm sorry, Andres, tell me.
How near bathroom.
I will put it here. It's a good idea to have a near bathroom. Yeah, to have a near and free bathroom, right? I will say that too, right? All right. And that's true. I heard that Coke, it's a good option when we have a stomach ache, right? It's a miracle. I remember that my grandma, she told me to drink Coke and she added maybe salt or something, I don't remember. And it was miracle. After that, no more stomach ache. Okay, good. So you notice you're telling me recommendations for stomach ache, right? We will create a conversation similar, right? But using these expressions. And maybe I will ask you to include your personal experience, right? About things that work very well for you, right? For some of these health problems. Okay, we have here some other examples. It says advice for health issues, right? Look at these health problems. Choose several pieces of good advice for each problem, right? Let's start with the first one. How do you pronounce the first one, guys? I'm sorry, I forgot it. How do you pronounce the first one?
Backash.
Backash.
Backache, right? Backache. Backache. There you go. Thank you. What is a good advice? Backache. Great job. What is a good advice for backache, guys? Drink lots of liquids. It's a good advice for backache. Is this one a good option?
Take some pain medicine.
There, okay. Thank you. So we can say
Letter E.
Letter E, yes. Take some pain medicine.
I'm sorry, what letter did you say? Letter I, take some pain medicine, and the other one?
H.
Letter C, go to bed and rest.
Go to bed and rest, okay. Letter H, see a doctor, you know, because we don't know the reason of that pain, right? So you need to see a professional. Okay, good.
Yes.
Perfect, good advice. Now for the next one, a bad headache, a terrible headache. What it could be your advice for a bad headache, like migraine?
Letter I or
Or letter E.
no, letter I. A. Letter A.
Letter A. Letter A,
Letter
this
A.
one. Drink lots of liquid for a bad headache.
In my case.
Okay, that works for some people. Yeah, that's true. All right, any other recommendation here, guys? From this list?
Letter H.
Letter B.
Letter F.
Hold on, just give me a minute. So it's a letter B. Okay, to get some medicine. Letter H, see a doctor. Okay. Okay, now what about a Number 3, a burn. No.
Letter F.
Letter F.
Okay, what does letter F says?
Letter D.
F.
Letter F.
Letter D.
Letter D. Put it under cold water. Okay. Put some cream on it. Okay. Do you remember, guys, that maybe some people told you the recommendation of put some
Tomato.
some yeah, tomato
Or coffee.
I really have fun with that coffee. Or another one told me toothpaste. Did you receive this advice, guys, to put some toothpaste?
Sábila.
Or oh yeah, that's another one. That's true. But I remember, for example, once I went to the doctor and I had toothpaste on my arm. The doctor told me off.
It's not recommend with you but a get water. Is bad. Se hacen burbujas.
Yeah, that's true.
It's better cream.
Cream. Yeah, that's correct. It's better cream. That's great. Yeah, the doctor was mad at me when he saw me with toothpaste. I was like 8 years. I was a child. Anyways, let's continue. A cough. What about a cough? What are your recommendations?
Letter B.
Letter B. Get some medicine.
Yes.
Okay.
Letter
Another.
J.
J. Take some vitamin C. Okay. Any other? See a dentist, maybe?
Letter A.
Letter A. Drink lots of liquids. Absolutely, that's true. Okay. We have more options, but with this should be enough. What about a fever? For a fever.
Letter D.
Is better recommend is ACE.
Letter
Right? Letter, sorry?
Letter E.
Letter ACE.
Put a heating pad on it. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, specific on your forehead, right? So people they do that, right? But a heading, maybe with a cold pad, I would say, right? A cold pad for fever. Okay. And the last one, because we need to work on this. What about toothache? For a toothache. You know what a toothache is?
Letter G.
Letter G.
A dentist.
See a dentist, right? Please see a dentist. Don't see grandma or grandpa, right? It's a bad idea. I remember. All right. See a dentist, right? Okay, good. Any other idea for this? I think that's the one, right? Is the best option for toothache. Now, something that I want to take some?
Take some pain medicine.
Take some pain medicine. That's right. That's a good option too, right? Because you don't know if you have a I forgot this word. A serious situation when, like, if you have an infection, right, in your tooth. We don't know that. Okay, something, thank you guys. Something that I want to explain, guys, is this one. This particular word, we pronounce it like this. Ache. Ache, yeah, ache. So we say toothache.
Toothache.
Toothache. Backache. Backache. Headache, right? So that's the way we pronounce it. Sometimes for any reason people they pronounce it H, but that's not, that shouldn't be right. At least in American English they pronounce it ache, right? Toothache, backache, headache, right? So just for you to keep that in mind.
Headache.
Okay, good. Now, what I would do is the following, guys. Okay, before I continue, do you have a question about this vocabulary? Something that is not clear? Nope.
Heading pad?
A heating pad. A heating pad, it's like there are some like it's like a bag, let's say.
The big bag with with
Water or something.
water, water.
With warm water, that's right. That's correct.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So yeah, you're welcome. It's that's what we call a heating pad. Sometimes, I mean, the pad it's for different purposes. Sometimes it could be with warm water, or sometimes it could be with cold water. It depends on what you need it for. All right, perfect. We have this example here. We had this conversation, and you would notice here that they are actually using that example, which said it's important to or should, right? So we're gonna listen to this example here. Hold on. And we will discuss that after that. You will create your conversation in groups, by the way. Hold on. Let me play the audio for you. Just give me a minute. All right, can you hear the audio, guys, or not yet?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Okay. Let me try it again. Okay. What about now, guys?
Unit 12. It's important to get rest.
Can you hear the audio, the conversation?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, perfect. So in that case, I will play the audio. Please just, at least for this activity, mute yourself so we don't have any background distraction. Okay, here we go.
Page 78. Exercise 2. Conversation. It really works. Part A. Listen and practice.
Are you all right, Keith?
Not really. I don't feel so well. I have a terrible cold.
Oh, that's too bad. You shouldn't be at the gym then.
Yeah, I know. But I need to run for an hour every day.
Not today, Keith. It's really important to get some rest.
Yeah, you're right. I should be in bed.
Well, yeah. And have you taken anything for your cold?
No, I haven't. What should I take?
Well, you know, pain medicine, lots of water. Sometimes it's helpful to drink garlic tea. Just chop up some garlic and boil it for a few minutes. Then add lemon and honey. Try it. It really works.
Yuck. That sounds awful.
All right, so that was the first conversation that we have here. Quick question for you guys. Have you ever tried this garlic tea? Have you ever tried, ¿ya lo han probado? Garlic tea?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, well, you're my hero, Petro. Okay, what is the taste of the garlic tea?
I don't know. It's awful.
It's awful.
Yes.
Okay.
I regular I drink garlic with lemon and miel de abeja, ¿cómo se dice?
Honey. Okay.
Honey.
Okay.
The big. Yes, it's very. It's no delicious but is beneficious for your healthy.
For health.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's
for health.
beneficial.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I
Good.
recommend.
You recommend garlic tea.
I recommend. Yes. You your body is in the future is feeling good.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Okay. Experience. Yeah, in my
Yes.
case, I heard the recommendation of garlic tea and also onion tea. Onion tea. Have you ever tried? Have you tried onion tea? No. Okay. I don't even recommend that, right? The smell is horrible. The smell, it's like, ew, no, forget it. Another one, it's I heard about ginger. Do you know what ginger is? What is ginger?
Ginger, I like
Jengibre.
Jengibre, right?
Jengibre, yes.
Yeah, ginger tea, it's another one. I tried that one, ginger tea with honey. It's really good.
it's delicious.
It's powerful if you have flu or cold, right? It's really good. It's spicy, but it's acceptable. It's better than garlic and onion, in my opinion. My opinion. All right, great. So if you notice here, guys, they have that information, right? Or that example, and they are using what we just stated, right? It's important to get some rest, right? That's the first recommendation that we have here, right? And then we have some others that it says it's helpful to drink, right? It's helpful to drink garlic tea, right? Just chop up, it's there. Now, we have this first example. We're gonna listen to the second example. It says listen to advice from Kate's next door neighbor. So there is a second example here, right? From other neighbors, right? I need you to pay attention. What is the recommendation here? What is the suggested? Okay, let me play it through. Just give me a minute.
Page 78, Exercise 2, Part B. Listen to advice from Keith's next-door neighbors. What do they suggest? 1.
That cold sounds pretty bad, Keith.
Yeah, it is, Mrs. Gray. Don't get too close.
Well, you know, it's important to drink a lot of liquids. Can I get you some orange juice? I have some in the refrigerator.
Oh, okay. That sounds good. Thanks a lot.
2.
How's that cold, Keith?
Not so good. I've still got it.
Oh, too bad. Well, listen, it's a good idea to take some cold medicine, and you should take a long hot bath.
You're right. Maybe I should. Thanks for the advice.
All right, so we have two pieces of advice. What was the first one?
Drink a liquid.
Drink liquids, yeah. All right, that's the first one. What was the specific liquid that she mentioned? Because it was a lady. Do you remember?
No.
Orange juice.
Orange juice, that's right, exactly. Great job, orange juice. Perfect, great job, perfect. For number 2, what is the advice for number 2? Person number 2. It's a good idea.
Long time to bed.
To rest in the bed. Long time.
Okay, maybe this one was not clear. Okay, let me play that specific part for you. Okay, here we go. All right.
Not so good. I've still got it.
Oh, too bad. Well, listen, it's a good idea to take some cold medicine, and you should take a long hot bath.
You're right. Maybe I should.
All right. What was it, guys? What was the advice?
Rest long in the bed.
Rest long in bed. Let's say that you have the idea, but that's not
Long
exactly the
time in the
recommendation.
bed.
Okay, I'm gonna help you. It says you should take a long. No? Okay.
Long
What do you
time.
do? I'm sorry, Petra?
Long time at bed.
Mm,
Long
not really.
take,
Laura, sorry?
long take a bed.
Not really. It's not about bed, guys. It's okay. I'm gonna ask you to guess it. It's another activity that you do normally in the morning when you wash your hair, you wash your body. How do you call that? How do you
Wake
call
up.
that? Not really. Remember, it's that activity that you do in the morning normally. Sometimes people they do it at night. When you wash your hair and your body in general. How do you call that action? When you wash your hair, you wash your
Take a
body.
shower.
You take a shower. Right? But there is another word that we use to describe when we take a shower. When you have that moment of relaxing.
Not take shower.
Good try. Good try. Good try. Maybe you don't remember that part. Okay, I will help you with that one. It says take. What is the opposite of cold? What is the opposite?
Hot.
Hot. That's what you heard.
Bad.
That's what you heard like bed, but in reality it was bath. Bath.
Okay.
Take a hot bath, right? That's what he said. All right. Now, do you remember what is the difference between take a shower and take a bath? Any idea?
And take and drink. See.
But it's more fast.
It's like faster. Not really. It could be like part of it, right? Like when we take a shower, it's sometimes faster, right? But normally it's because sometimes people they just like for example, when you are cold, you just like have water in your body and that's it. It's just like for that. But when you take a bath, right? It's like when you actually invest more time in that process, right? Like for example, take a shower, it's faster, right? But take a bath, this is longer. And also it's because I don't know if you remember you saw movies that they have what we call una tina, right? Do you remember that? Yeah.
No.
So they take a bath, right? They are relaxed with bubbles, right? Con burbujas and everything, right? With bubbles. And they are enjoying that moment, very relaxed. Let's take a bath, right? But if we do it really fast, right? And here in El Salvador, it's very common that we take a shower because that's really fast, right?
5 minutes.
Like 5 minutes, right? Just to get clean and wake up with whatever you can imagine, right? With guacala and everything. So we take a shower, right?
Barril.
With a barril, right?
Water or barril.
Yeah, exactly. Very cold in the morning. It's like, let's get this done. Let's get this done as soon as possible. Okay, good. Now, what we're gonna do tomorrow, guys? I just noticed that it's time already. I'm sorry. For tomorrow, we will practice some conversations using this information. You know, like it's important to, it's necessary to. I'm gonna include some others to give some recommendations about some health problems. So my recommendation for tomorrow is get ready with some ideas for headache, cough, stomachache, etc. Because tomorrow I will ask you to improvise, right? So it's gonna be like, for example, I say, okay, Petro, I have a terrible headache. What should I do, right? And then Petro's gonna tell me, no worries, teacher. You should, right? And it's important to, etc. Is that clear? Any questions?
Okay.
Yes, teacher.
All right, wonderful. So again, guys, thank you for your time. It's been a pleasure. See you tomorrow. Have a wonderful night.
See you
Good night.
Tomorrow, 10.
Bye, guys.
Good night.
Yeah, good night. Bye-bye.